Good morning, everyone. My husband and I are in the kitchen again this morning, and I've got some baked beans going here, and I'm going to show you how I've made these. If you hear birds in the background, I am sitting on my back porch enjoying this beautiful day. But here we go. So I'm making these baked beans for a rather large crowd. So I broke out my cast iron pot, which I love, love, love to cook in. I cut up about 10 slices of bacon, and I'm just going to fry them in this cast iron pot. And then you want to just fry them until they get a little bit crispy around the edges. Now, if you're making these baked beans for a crowd, don't drain off that bacon grease. Okay, so typically I would drain off the liquid off of 2 cans and only use the other 2 cans, the liquid in them. But keep in mind, I was in a hurry. My husband was trying to rush me, and I just threw it in there. But we're going to take care of that later. But if you're following along, drain the juice off at least 1 or 2 cans so they won't be quite as soupy. Give it a nice stir, and we are going to cook this on medium heat. In the perfect world, when I'm not being rushed, I would typically cook this on low to medium for about an hour. Now let's throw this together, and we're going to start by using some ketchup, and I probably added about a half a cup of ketchup. Grab your favorite barbecue sauce and add anywhere from a fourth to maybe a third a cup of barbecue sauce. Now the Worcestershire sauce, I probably added a fourth a cup of that. And keep in mind, I'm just guessing. Now the mustard, and the mustard is really important. I probably added a half a cup of mustard, maybe a third to a half a cup of mustard. Mustard really is the key to making baked beans, or so that I have found. Y'all, my husband and I don't even like baked beans, but I make these when we have company and for barbecues, and always get great compliments on them. Okay, so now I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar, but I did go back and add 2 more heaping tablespoons of brown sugar. I did not get that on video, but I did. So that's 4 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar. Give it a stir. We're going to put a lid on it. Let this cook on medium. And if you have a lot of time, then you're probably medium to low. Now, you are not going to walk away very long from this, especially when it gets to boiling, because keep in mind that baked beans are really candied. It's got brown sugar in it, and it can stick. Then I decided it needed some steak sauce, so I grabbed the steak sauce, and I probably put maybe a fourth a cup of steak sauce in here. Give that a stir and let this keep cooking with that lid on it. Continuously checking on it maybe every 10 minutes or so. And I'm multitasking in the kitchen because time is pressing, and I typically multitask anyway, so it's not a big deal. Got those rolls in the oven. I didn't have time to make homemade rolls, and I so wanted to, but we did Mrs. Schubert's. They are wonderful. And you can't hear him, but my husband's in the background going, we gotta go, we gotta go. And I'm like, well, okay, I would love for these to cook a little bit longer. And remember that I forgot to take the liquid off of those pork and beans, a couple of cans. So no worries, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents, per Bob Ross. And I agree. So we can fix this. We're just gonna take some of that liquid off of there. This worked perfectly, and this is certainly not my first rodeo. I've been making these baked beans for so many years. My son loves them. Now, go ahead and pour it in our pan. I would have liked for these to cook a little bit longer, to be more candied and a little darker, but according to my husband, they tasted great.